What is up everybody and welcome back to another Among Us video. So in Among Us we have 4 total maps. We have the Scaled, MURR3Y, Polus, and the airship. All 4 of these maps are bases that the crewmates established over the span of thousands of years. But the crewmates weren't alone. There was always other creatures roaming around other planets. And that is when the crewmates made a terrifying discovery, which happened on Polus. So we can all agree that Polus is by far the most mysterious map in Among Us. The Scaled, MURR3Y, and the airship are all similar in some way. MURR3Y and the airship are located on Earth. The Scaled is roaming around space. And Polus for now is the only map that we know that is located on another planet. Because in Among Us there are other planets that we know of, we just haven't been there. And when the crewmates first established a base on Polus, they all soon realized that they weren't alone. There was something hiding underneath them that was large and powerful, and I'm talking about MURR3Y, the king of Polus. And before we get any further into this video, if you enjoy my content and want to see more, let's try to hit our like goal of 25,000 likes. That way I know you want to see more of these type of videos. And if you want to be part of the MURR3Y family, make sure that you hit that subscribe button with the bell icon turned on. That way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. But now let's begin with the story of MURR3Y, the king of Polus. So you may be asking yourself the question, how did MURR3Y get there? And who is he? So MURR3Y wasn't necessarily the first imposter, because that goes to Patient Zero, who was the first crewmate to turn into an imposter after he was bit by an alien. So Patient Zero was behind the imposters. So if MURR3Y was living under Polus the entire time, how did he turn into an imposter? Since he was there way before Patient Zero even existed. But let me explain. MURR3Y was originally a parasite, and MURR3Y's home was underground. And whenever he'd get hungry, he would just leave his hole and roam around Polus. MURR3Y did this for a long time, without anyone ever bothering him. But one day a ship landed on Polus. And it was the crewmates. MURR3Y didn't know what was going on. He just saw a bunch of creatures in spacesuits roaming around his home. MURR3Y at the time was a very nice monster. He was afraid of scaring the crewmates because they seemed nice. Even though he had someone to talk to, he wanted to make new friends. So he tried to come out of the hole when one of the crewmates was right next to him, and the crewmate ran away, in fear. The crewmate then told the rest of the crew that they weren't alone. There was something hiding underneath them the entire time. MURR3Y was scared. He didn't know what he did wrong. Why did the crewmate run away from him? He wasn't trying to do anything. So MURR3Y decided to stay in his home. And the only time that he would go out was during the night, when the crewmates were sleeping, because he was afraid of scaring them. And he was hoping that maybe one day he'll earn their trust, which would never happen. MURR3Y would spend his time just watching the crewmates expanding their base on his home. As I mentioned earlier, MURR3Y is a nice creature, so he didn't mind that the crewmates just took his home. He was actually quite happy, because now he actually has something to do. He could just watch the crewmates do their own thing, instead of just staring at a wall, which gets very boring. But this would all soon change. While MURR3Y was in his hole, he heard a bunch of screaming coming from outside. He had no idea what was going on. At first he thought that maybe the crewmates were hosting some sort of birthday party, or maybe even a celebration. So MURR3Y decided to ignore all of the noise. Since the crewmates weren't the biggest fan of him, he was afraid of possibly sabotaging their celebration. But MURR3Y was wrong. It wasn't a celebration. It was an attack by one of the imposters, which was Patient Zero. So MURR3Y woke up the next day, and he could hear nothing outside. Everything was dead silent. And the only thing that he could see was dead bodies, which were the crewmates. MURR3Y had no idea what happened. He thought the crewmates were just having a celebration, But turns out that they were attacked by the imposters, which cost the lives of many crewmates. The crewmates were long gone. They just left their base there, untouched for several years. But then Murray noticed something on the wall. It was a flyer. The flyer read, "See something, say something." And there was an imposter going after a crewmate. There were several flyers scattered across the map saying the same thing. And there was even a portrait of this green crewmate. And this crewmate was Patient Zero, the first imposter. Murray was confused because he had no idea what an imposter was. What even is that? He had an idea on what a crewmate was because he's been around them for a long time, but he didn't know what an imposter was. That was just always in his mind. Murray spent the rest of his days just in the hole, waiting for the day that the crewmates would arrive. Until one day, Patient Zero appeared. Murray was alone, so he decided to talk to him. Murray asked Patient Zero if he was the one on the flyers, and Patient Zero nodded. Murray then decided to bring up the question on what happened to the crewmates, and Patient Zero told him the story on how he was originally a scientist and was bit by an alien, and that the only thing that he has in his mind is death. But for some reason, Patient Zero didn't want to attack Murray, which was very weird. Patient Zero didn't know why, so he offered Murray a friendship. Both of them can coexist together and hopefully live a peaceful life. Murray agreed because the crewmates left the planet, so he had nothing else to do and he didn't want to be lonely. So he accepted Patient Zero's offer, and both of them were now friends. One day while Patient Zero and Murray were sleeping in the hole, the crewmates finally returned after several months. Patient Zero came out of the hole and went after the crewmates, and Murray didn't know what to do. So he just stayed down there and was hoping that Patient Zero would snap out of it and come back, but he never did. Patient Zero was now missing. He had no idea if the crewmates captured him or if he was just hiding somewhere else. But what Murray does know is that there's more imposters, and the bodies of the crewmates were being thrown down the hole. The crewmates then covered the hole, and Murray was unable to escape, so he was forced to eat the crewmates, which made him grow in size. But one of the imposters wasn't dead, and bit Murray. Murray then went after him, but this was a day that Murray turned into an imposter. That night while he was sleeping, he grew in size. And this is how Murray was born. He was no longer a nice parasite. He was now part of the imposters, and now his mission is to get rid of the crewmates and take back his home, which was Polus. If you did enjoy this story video and want to see more, let's try to hit our like goal of 25,000 likes. I do also want to give a massive shout out to Kitty King for helping me produce this video. Make sure to go check out his channel and subscribe to him. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more story videos, make sure that you hit that subscribe button with the bell icon turned on. And check out these other Among Us story videos that are found on my channel.